welcome everybody to the AI Detroit annual meeting of 2020. What a year it has been. But even though this year has been quite unprecedented, some traditions must remain, like the fact that I need to remind you of our antitrust policy that we all should abide by in these kinds of discussions. I would like to also share with you the agenda for this evening. We're going to have Patty give a brief introduction. We'll, of course, go on to our election proceedings. And if you haven't yet received your ballot from me, don't worry, I'm on it as soon as I'm done sharing my slides here. And then, of course, an annual report from our treasurer, a year in review. And what we're so excited about tonight is welcoming Bryan from NOMA Detroit, who's going to be giving us a little peep into what that organization is going to be doing next year. And of course, a look ahead with our president-elect, Nahaya. So with that, I am going to pass it on to Patty Boyle, our current AIA Detroit president. Patty?
So welcome everyone this year to the 2020 annual business meeting for the AIA Detroit. You know, usually in the past have been really wonderful opportunities for all of us to get together, to reunite with colleagues, like you heard a lot of that as people were joining the meeting tonight. And we actually get to enjoy some food and beverage together, reflect on the year and hear about the year to come. And, you know, this is a different year. So we're all mastering how to get together over the computer. And it isn't a replacement for in-person, but we're making it work. So we're really so happy to have you all joining us virtually this year. So welcome again. So those who attended the annual meeting last year, you saw this same image because I took this on November 11th, which is tomorrow, a year ago, and it was the day of our annual meeting last year. And it was really timely because, so this is a picture of my porch looking out. We got, I think, about 10 inches where I live. And the goal that I had for the year was to focus on the climate crisis and the role and responsibility we have as architects to influence this trajectory. And this is my porch this year. And yes, climate change is still a crisis, but this is so much better than it was a year ago. So things are turning around, I believe. Tonight, we're going to decide together who will help to lead the organization into the future. And I'm really so impressed with all the candidates that we have this year. I know that the organization is going to be in very good hands, however our vote goes. I'd like to say it's been a real honor to serve as the president during this very incredible year. It'd be an honor anyway, but it was an especially very positive time for me. It was a wonderful learning experience. And I'd just like to say thanks to all of our members, and especially our board and our amazing staff, Patty and Lauren, who've been just a tremendous support to me over this very unusual and incredible year. But I am, like most of you, very much looking forward to the year ending and next year beginning and things continuing to improve. And so actually with that, I will turn it over to the candidates to hear from them.
We're on. All right. So now that you can see the candidates, these are the candidates that in uncontested positions. We have Megan Martin Campbell, who is running for president-elect. She's currently serving as the organization secretary. Katie Johnson, currently serving as a Detroit director, will be running for treasurer. Katie Rupp, who is our current associate director, is reapplying for the job. And we're really, really excited because Melinda Anderson, who has worked with us for a long time, is finally running for our affiliate position on the AIA Detroit board. But the candidates that we're going to hear tonight are the ones that are running for the open Detroit director position that we have. I am going to stop my screen sharing to allow them to speak each for a few minutes. So we'll just go in alphabetical order by last name. So Tricia, it's all you.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thanks for this opportunity. So even with the recent hardships in 2020, I really believe that there's continued momentum for positive change in Detroit and in our profession. And my career experience in the Detroit chapter region really includes working in a small firm, a medium firm, and currently a large firm, as well as both at a suburban and downtown location. So this gives me a unique perspective on the challenges and opportunities facing our colleagues and our membership. And while we all know that there may be momentum for positive change, it's really no secret that we still have plenty of work to do as a design community. So including tackling socioeconomic issues, cultural and gender issues. Personally, I believe strongly that being an architect is a privilege, but it also carries with it the responsibility to foster justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. And in these challenging economic times, I believe it's imperative that we're innovative and creative as a chapter to be the best stewards and a resource for our members, some that have recently lost jobs. We need to listen closely to the needs of our members during this time, as well as look for collaboration opportunities with other AIA chapters and our allied organizations like NOMA. Bryan, thanks for being here today. If given this honor to serve, I plan to help Detroit continue to develop in a more inclusive organization, one that works to support architects and advance the design profession. So thanks for your consideration.
Thank you, Tricia. All right, Roland.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you to our staff, for Lauren and her crew for getting us through the year, all the work that she does, and just thank you for the opportunity to be here. And I've been around for a little bit, and been really energized to see Detroit's comeback and resurgence in the last so many years since I've been here over 30. And it's just very energizing. And so I'd like to really get plugged into the organization again. I had the pleasure of working with some folks a little over a year and a half ago. We're on the steering committee for Detroit Design Center. And years before that, I participated at the national level, AIA, for the Committee for Diversity and Inclusion. So those are kind of two of my heart spots, if you will, that I'd like to be able to bring my energy and passion to in the city, but as well as all of the other activities throughout the year, you know, as a group effort, as we've been kind of pulling together and enjoying the success that Detroit has had. We need to keep the momentum despite this past year. And I look forward to the opportunity to meet with new people and to really kind of bring our city back to the fore, particularly with an opportunity, for example, like the Design Center, where we can extend and really extend the breadth of our professional involvement throughout the areas of the city, but bump up the community engagement as well to bring our profession into this large area, the 139 square miles, and really, as we begin to repair the urban fabric, give ourselves an opportunity to kind of rethink how architects address the public, how do we deal and collaborate with each other, how do we educate the community and work with and partner with them. And of course, the issues of diversity and inclusion are always and certainly have been more prevalent. And that's just something we can always continue to work on. So I appreciate the opportunity. I'm humbled and honored to be here with these other great folks. And I just thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you, Roland. Maria?
Hi, hello everyone. Good evening. So I'm truly honored to be speaking tonight to you with Tricia Beck and Roland. I am Maria Cook. Those of you who don't know me, I'm currently a project manager with HKS. So I spent 2 decades working here in Detroit, and there is a lot more for me to learn from this community. And as someone who has a bias towards action, if you want me to serve as your Detroit director, I'd love to help. You may have seen me through AIA Detroit Building Codes and Regulations Committee, and currently it's webinar format, and there's another one that's coming up for this Wednesday at noon hour. During your lunch. I am part of AI Michigan JEDI Committee. Used to be EDI, now it's JEDI. I think it sounds a little cooler. That's a newly launched group, and had previously served on AI Huron Valley Board and AI Michigan Young Architect Forum and CPR. So I'm part of this great group tonight, and as member of ULI Michigan and PMI, I'd like to increase collaboration with other professional organizations. And at times like this, especially, it really pays to reach out to other organizations to strengthen our position. So today, there are 3 things that I focus on, and this is just my personal thing as well, to reach outside of our profession about value about good design, and also project methodology for success. And secondly, to educate ourselves as architects and design professionals about project and practice management, because I think this all carries on to how we can stay ahead when hard times come for economics as well. And thirdly, to share our lessons with the next generation of architects, especially with equity in mind. So these are the kind of three ambitious things that I carry around. And this is the reason why I'm in front of you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. So now that you've heard from the candidates from our contested position, you are welcome to fill out the ballot that I should have sent you via the chat. If you are an AIA Detroit member on this call and you did not receive a ballot, please yell at me angrily in the chat box and I will be sure to send you the link to your ballot. You will have a few minutes to complete those while we go through the financial and year in review. So with that, Sam, will you please take it away?
Sure, I know you're all excited to see the financials. That's why we all come, right?
Well, you know how to share with dual screens. Look at that.
I PDF'd it, so I didn't have to deal with PowerPoint.
Oh.
So some good news. Our investments had 12% growth this year. So we actually saw our investments actually hit over $400,000 at one point this year, and we're closing out our fiscal year roughly $392,000 in investments. You'll see that our cash reserves have declined a little bit, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. But just an encouraging note to show how our investments have been doing this year. Sort of a bigger picture is we've really been looking at how to leverage our investments to maximize member benefit, and I think you'll see that come out in what we do over the next couple of years and how we're using our investments to bring member benefit. So revenue, we started this year with a projected revenue of $372,000. And at mid-year, obviously after COVID hit, we had to take a deep dive look at our budget, and we're finishing the year with about $148,000 in revenue. So just seeing that number with 61% reduction in revenue from where we were projecting is, I think, what all of us have been dealing with. And it's, but we've been focused on making sure we bring a solid member experience across everything we do. And I think our board pivoted nicely, and we're going to have a positive result as part of that. So expenses, our budget this year, we were projecting about $374,000 in expenses this year, and adjusted those as well. And you can see that we had about a 75% adjustment in what we were spending this year. Now currently we're at negative $22,000 in the red. Membership is a little bit slower this year as AIA National has been carrying over their financial services. So membership renewals have gone out later than typical. So we're going to see probably between $20,000 and $30,000 in revenue before the end of the year here. But I expect that we will probably finish the year in the negative about either between $1,000 and $12,000, which we're all able to handle with our cash reserves. We won't have to dip into anything special to deal with that. So all in all, I think with the kind of crazy year we've had, I think we've handled it pretty well. Celebration is one of those examples of where we really pivoted and made it as best as we could for the type of year that we were having. Celebration cost us approximately $27,000, and then we brought in roughly $30,000 in revenue. So we're cash positive approximately $7,000 from the celebration this year. So not bad considering what we were working with this year, and I think we still were able to deliver a pretty exciting celebration this year. So that is, in a nutshell, sort of big picture. I'm happy to entertain any questions that anybody might have about how we've handled this year and what we're looking forward to for next year.
Well, all right, so here is our 2020 year in review. A lot of what you're going to be seeing is going to have this red or white line on the bottom because a lot of what we have been doing this year has been through some sort of virtual or video format. And as you heard Patty mention earlier, she came into her term as president intending to use this year as a launching pad towards vision for AIA Detroit and its members to become national leaders in climate change, spending more energy on less energy. And with Patty Rooney joining AIA Detroit as our second staff person, we came into 2020 with some mighty big expectations for this year regarding engagement through video and social media campaigns. So we kicked off January with a big building code seminar with over 220 attendees. Our Detroit area BIM user group was exploring new venues for their bi-monthly programs. Our computational design group started their year of programming with an extremely successful all-day weekend workshop on Dynamo and Grasshopper. And I'm getting a lot of comments. I want to make sure that I'm not having any problems. Okay. We began a practice roundtable series starting at Rossetti. Thank you, Dave Richardson, for getting us helping us to launch that. And our Building Enclosure Council was gearing up for a big spring roof expo with IBEC. Our Christopher Kelly Leadership Development Program graduated its first statewide scholar class with big outreach plans for the 2021 cohort. And 2020 was, quite literally, the year of Pachakacha. But 2020 had different plans for us all, I'm sure you all know. Amani Day pictured here, she's one of our amazing Detroit directors and also serves on the national board. And although this is the cover of the fall edition of the NOMA magazine, I think that the image and caption beautifully and poetically sums up what we have all been dealing with this year. So in March, we hit the ground running out of necessity. We knew that the industry was navigating uncharted territory, so we partnered with AIA Michigan on a series of large roundtable discussions to help our members during this unprecedented time, covering topics that we knew every design professional was grappling with. We heard the struggles of our graduating students and responded by creating a new video series to feature their talents to a large public audience and hopefully create a resource they could return to throughout the future hiring processes. In 2021, Patty and I hope to get this video series started a lot earlier so that we can highlight more graduates as they begin to enter the professional workforce. And with our large capacity Zoom license, we were able to continue to provide the necessary continuing education for our membership, most of it for free. Because of the virtual format, we're actually seeing large numbers of attendees, more than usual, and in many cases, attendees from other parts of the state or other parts of the country, like our August computational design webinar. We submitted for the first time to the AIA National Film Challenge, using it as an opportunity to showcase how architecture can truly contribute to a community's well-being. And our mini documentary was one of only a dozen finalists selected by AIA National from 95 entries, the most ever submitted for this competition. So kudos to our very own Patty Rooney for pulling that together. Our live celebration of architecture broadcast with the theme of resilience recognized the strength of the community as they endured and overcame the challenges of this year, highlighting award winners and essential community members through over 24 interviews and custom video segments, all recorded and edited by Patty, of course. And this is what it takes to pull that kind of celebration together. So AIA Detroit is immeasurably grateful to both our sponsors and our partners like Mercury, who supported us and helped transition our cornerstone event into something truly remarkable in an incredibly short period of time. And we secured a $10,000 sponsor so that we could still give back to the Detroit community through the Life Remodeled 6-day project. We even found room to accommodate some Afro-urbanist voices in this year's programming, and plans are already in the works for more of that next year. And despite everything this year, we still managed to have a little fun with AIA Detroit looking forward to 2021 with optimism and determination. We will continue to pursue our vision of an architectural community that incorporates sustainability and equity into every aspect of the profession, both in practice and design. And in 2021, you can also expect to start to see the new AIA branding across all levels of the organization. I know that this happened very suddenly, but I wanted to just bring this up since we all just got used to the chicken on a stick on a plate logo that happened in 2015. But originally, the logo was intended to convey the authority and convey the legitimacy of the profession to its practitioners. But recognizing that the world is incredibly different from not only 1857 when AIA was founded, but from 5 years ago and even 5 months ago, the organization felt the need to rebrand once again to alter the logo into something that is clear, indispensable, and future focused. We thank you for your membership and your support of our organization. Without you, AIA Detroit wouldn't be what it is. So Patty and I look forward to working with you all once again in 2020. Woohoo! All right. Patty, would you like to introduce Bryan?
Yep. I would, and I'm going to again attempt to share my screen. Okay, and so I first want to say celebration was outstanding. So thanks to all who participated: Lauren, Patty, Peter, Sam, Tracy, Melinda. It was really amazing. So thank you. And mentioned many times already tonight, this year we all collectively got a very long overdue wake-up call to address systemic racism in our society at all levels, including our profession. And the AIA Detroit initiated an ad hoc committee to make sure that we were adequately addressing this. And that committee has been very active, meeting very frequently and regularly, and starting with a plan that begins with listening sessions, training, and most importantly, increasing our support and collaboration with NOMA Detroit, NOMA, the National Organization of Minority Architects in Detroit. And so to that end, we really wanted to make sure that we were hearing that voice in our annual meeting. So we've invited Bryan Cook to join us tonight. So I'm really so honored to introduce him and give him a platform with our audience to share some of his thoughts. Bryan is the current president-elect. He'll begin his term with NOMA Detroit in 2021. He's also a project architect and project manager with Rurarity Partners in Detroit. But Bryan is maybe most notably recognized for being an incredible force in the transformation of our industry through his connection with kids. So he's over the years, he's done videos with the Michigan Architectural Foundation, and maybe more notably, he's led the Project Pipeline camps for over 5 years. And these have been really amazing opportunities to transform the way our profession looks and the perspectives our profession can bring to the people that we serve through our work as designers. So with that, Bryan, thank you so much for joining us, and I will stop sharing and turn it over to you.
Oh, thank you, Patty. Thank you, Lauren, and kudos to the things you guys done over the year. It's been a crazy year. So it's important to try to keep those things moving forward. So again, I'd like to thank you guys for the time. And for anyone that doesn't know, NOMA is a national organization of minority architects. Next year will be the 50th year of the organization. And the purpose, the reason, the organization is important because the reality is there's not enough minorities that are licensed architects. There's roughly 115,000 licensed architects in the United States. Only 2,300 of those are Black. And the smaller number, but bigger number, as there's 500 Black women who are licensed architects in the entire country. But that is actually a big jump. When I first got involved in the organization back in 2012, I think the number was under 400. So there's been big strides, but it's still a small number. So the way we combat that is with youth outreach. So for us, it's important to listen to our youth, to engage our youth. And I don't just mean, middle school, high school. I mean, our college students, our young professionals, trying to engage them, trying to encourage them that this is a viable and amazing profession to continue in and push the agenda of. And so we do that through Project Pipeline. And as Patty said, I've been involved with that for the last 6 years. We've done 9 different camps over that time. We've been in Detroit, Grand Rapids, and Kalamazoo. And we're trying to continue to push that forward. With COVID this year, we actually pivoted and did a virtual camp this year. It went amazing, actually. It worked out really well, even though we were scrambling in the background. But we ended up having over 50 students sign up and 30 attended. We sent them a full camp package, and any student that didn't have any ability to connect, we sent them a tablet and or a hotspot if they couldn't get on the internet, and it went off swimmingly. But that's because we have a good team. We have people that volunteering their time to this cause, to engaging the youth. And the reality is, we got a lot coming up in 2021. And we're always looking for more people to be involved. And for me, what I like to tell the team is, like, I just need you to do one thing. It's a volunteer organization. If you come and just do one thing for the organization, well, you're awesome, you're amazing, we love you forever. And so that's really the message I want to get out to everyone here, is that I'm not asking for you to put in a whole bunch of hours, but just, a little bit here and a little bit there, and you'll find yourself doing more, honestly. And that's really the power of NOMA, is that it's very, very personable, and, you really get that connection. And that's really what we try to continue on in everything that we do. So for 2021, like I said, it is the 50th anniversary of the organization. And so we are going to have celebrations throughout the year here in Detroit, because the organization was actually started here in Detroit. Cobo Hall, our founders were in AIA convention, and they realized that there wasn't a space for them. So they created the seeds of NOMA out of AIA conference. So the fact that it's now 50 years since that date, and it's coming back to Detroit, and we're celebrating, and that will culminate in the national conference coming back. So I'm extremely excited. The team is extremely excited about having conference back. It was here in 2012, which is actually where I got involved in the organization. So I'm super excited to be a part of that. And part of leading that effort. But the reality is, and the conference is October 20th to the 23rd. So if you're interested, or want to see what's going on, NOMA.net is where you can find all that information. In fact, you can pre-register right now. Had to put that plug out there. But the reality is that I'll be president next year, and we need help. We need people to bring their energy, to bring their ideas. so that we can really have not only a successful conference, but an inclusive conference, and have everybody together and really bring that energy and show people. Hopefully, we can have people back, in person. So really, expanding on that experience for people to come back to Detroit and not only see the changes, but the things that have just continued to grow. So it's really important that we're doing that. So we're going to have some events throughout the whole year that will culminate in the conference next year, but we're still doing Project Pipeline. I'm hoping we can get back to in person. In fact, if we do in person, we're going to do it in Detroit, we're going to do it Kalamazoo, and we're going to do it in Grand Rapids. And we may even do a virtual camp again or participate in that. So we need people, we need mentors across the state. I know we're AIAD Detroit, but that doesn't stop anybody from volunteering. I'll just say that now from anywhere. But for us, it's really, I'm really excited about next year, and I'm really excited about the conversations I've had with Patty and Najai and where we're going together. I'm really super excited. So thank you for this time. Thank you for your energy, and I look forward to seeing everybody as part of all of our efforts next year. And if you're really interested and you really want to get involved, I encourage you to check out nomadetroit.org. That's our website, and we just revamped it. So come and check it out. It's beautiful, and we're going to have even more information about everything that we're doing. In fact, we have a general body meeting on November 18th on Zoom. And we'll be informing more people, informing everybody about where we are as an organization, but then also talking about conference, talking about student competition. So which is out now, so the students can, college students can look at the student competition for NOMA conference next year right now. So again, I thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing everybody next year.
Bryan, Cindy wants to know if NOMA has specific programs developed already for the conference for which these folks can volunteer.
Yeah, so there are events, and we're in the process of planning that now. we're in the mode. So we're going to have some specific things to roll out about how everything is structured, because we're still in a little flux on a few items, but we do know some of the responsibilities that we'll have locally that we'll need support for. We're talking with National as they're kind of having some conversations, so that is in flux a little bit, but we do have items that we're going to have to be involved for.
Okay, and I just sent everyone a link to the NOMA conference video that you all should check out as soon as we're done here, because it's amazing and it features so many of our local NOMA members. So if you are familiar with anyone in NOMA, you'll surely recognize someone in that video. So Bryan, thank you so much for speaking with us tonight. We're certainly looking forward to getting more involved with your membership. And yes, Katie Johnson, the video is spectacular. So with that, I would love to hand it off to Nahaya, who is going to sort of ricochet off of what Bryan was just discussing and project AIAD Detroit's activities into 2021. Nahaya? Perfect.
Are you guys seeing the right screen?
Yes.
Okay, I am totally building on what Bryan is saying, and this is a dual call out to both engage with AIA and with NOMA. I just joined NOMA this year, my first year joining NOMA, and really excited. I highly encourage dual membership if that's something possible for you. I know some firms are starting to look at that as an incentive for their team members as well. So definitely if it's something you can do, but even just the one thing, participating. So a little bit about AIA Detroit, just to remind us who we are. We're pretty big. And if you didn't know, we have 903 members, with about 38 people on this call, I think I saw, that's 4% of our membership. So I know that today we have the diehards, we have the most active people here, and I thank you. I thank you for participating and being active. And I'm really excited about the people who want to be on the board and serve. And the speeches today showed a real enthusiasm and excitement and passion, which is exactly what we love about our membership. And even if those people don't all make it to the board this year, there's plenty of opportunities to be leaders and to serve, which we're going to talk about. So we have over 158 firms, organizations, companies represented in our membership. I'm sure you're all connected to those. We have over 3,630 subscribers to our mailing list, which is an incredible reach within our industry. And our members come from 4 different counties: Wayne, Macomb, Oakland, and St. Clair. So we recognize that we are a whole region, and we're also connected to our friends in Ann Arbor and other parts of the state. This year, we made it work. We stayed connected. It was a challenge, but we learned some new things, and we're still navigating and building. The shout outs for celebration were a great example of how the team pivoted and found new ways to innovate. And in 2021, we want to do more of the stuff we love. We love sharing, building, learning, listening, connecting with each other, learning from each other, mentoring, inspiring. And I feel like at the beginning of the year, it was like, oh my God, there's so much. We're so overwhelmed by our personal responsibilities, by our work responsibilities, by navigating, by the political climate, by all of the things that are happening around us. And a lot of people took a step back, and that was totally understandable. And, you know, we all had to survive a rough year. So like everybody had to do what they needed to do. But we're hoping in 2021 that we're able to come together a little bit more again, so that we can do some of the stuff we like to do together. And we really, I know this is the core team here on this call, but I want to reiterate, we are an organization who's built by our membership and the passions of our members. So the things that we do, the things that we achieve, the education programming, we have a great staff, but there are only 2 people. And with 900 members, it's really the things that the members and the committees do that make us who we are. And a good chunk of, you can see from our revenue too, come out of things that are generated by our committees, events that the BEC puts on, learning education programs that we do. Those are all volunteer led and really help create the foundation of our revenue as well. Our organization has gone through a very strategic planning process. We have some foundational pieces that are at the backbone of who we are. But the thing that I really want to emphasize here with these things is that we are the voice of architecture in Metro Detroit. So anything about the built environment, we're leaders in that. The people in our membership are leaders in that. And that is an incredible opportunity for us to shape what our world looks like through our public outreach, through our advocacy, through the things that we do together, as well as the things that we do more externally. So thinking about how big of an impact we can have, if we just touch our membership and the people on our mailing list, we have a big impact, much less who we can touch beyond that. We have an incredible opportunity to lead in sustainability. And last year, Patty did an incredible job talking about why sustainability was important. And it got us all super excited. And unfortunately, with COVID and everything else that happened in the year, we didn't get the momentum that we probably wanted to have. And we're really looking at 2021 as an opportunity to pick up that momentum again. So Patty's call to action is still active and alive, and we're going to continue building on that and take that into the next year. And as, what's her official title as past president, she'll be around so she can help us continue this vision as well. And then creating a more inclusive profession and community is something else that we've been really focused on this year, as we've talked about in the year in review. How do we do that? And we started off with a small group on the board who was really passionate about it. And we want to open it up to be a bigger inclusive committee. And we've been listening a lot this year. but we're ready for action. And I think Maria said she's an action lady. So I love that energy that she put out in her speech. Like, we're ready to do some stuff, but we didn't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. We didn't want to be posting just to be posting or doing something just for the hype of it. We wanted to do stuff that's meaningful. So we've been researching how can we do that. And I think now we're at a point to fold in more people and get some more perspectives. We're working with NOMA to understand how we can support NOMA, and really excited about what we can do in this coming year. So we have this new option of polling, and we wanted to have a discussion, but we did a really simple poll of what do you think? And I generated some things. You can also type in something else, or we're a small enough group. If you want to speak, turn off your mic and share. What do you think about sustainability and inclusion and those two main topics as missions for us in this coming year?
So if anyone has not yet participated in polling, it should be an option at the bottom of your Zoom screen. Please click on that and it will open a window to what is currently the active poll.
Thank you, Lauren.
Of course. Give everyone just a couple more seconds to finish this first question.
Now, Lauren, can I share the results?
I can allow it so that you can share the results, I believe.
Okay. Whichever way. All right, so you're either so excited and you can't wait to see what's going to happen next. You're not really sure what diversity, inclusion, and architecture means. You want to learn more. You're really passionate about sustainability. You're really passionate about inclusion. Or there's something else that you're passionate about. And I'm loving that there's a lot of people who are excited to see more. And there's a lot of people already really passionate about these topics. And there's some people who really honestly just want to learn some more. So this is going to be a great foundation for us in this coming year. Does anybody have a one-off thought they want to share before I go to the next slide, specifically about inclusion and sustainability? All right. Let's go to the next slide. Because I want to talk about where this all happens. We're passionate about these things, we're excited about these things, but in order to get this work done, it really happens at the committee level. And on the right-hand side, I just did a snapshot from our website of all of our current committees. And we have a lot of stuff going on. We have honors awards, building codes, Christopher Kelly Leadership Program, the Building Enclosure Council. We have the Commerce Design team that works on the design competition, computational design, emerging professionals. Oh my gosh, we have so much to offer. There's something for everybody. And a lot of you guys are active and leaders in these committees already. But we do have a need. We have a few committees that have either changed leadership or have had members that have moved, evolved, gotten busy, what have you, and they could use some new energy. So we're doing a call to action for people who are interested in the Committee on the Environment, Committee on Diversity and Inclusion, Emerging Professionals, Urban Priorities, and the Pachakacha group. So we could use team members if you can just volunteer for the day, if you want to lead committee activities, if you want to be a team member and be part of the group and brainstorm what's going to happen. There's definitely room for all those levels of commitment, and we really could use your help. So my next slide is going to give you a little quiz to see, maybe this is something you're passionate about. Maybe it's something that one of your colleagues is passionate about. Maybe somebody you're mentoring has a passion for this, but maybe you don't know about it and you're interested to learn more. Just kind of getting a gauge here. Ooh, there's a good mix here. I love the honesty. Some people are busy, that's okay. There's a time in your career, a time in your life to volunteer. It doesn't have to be this year. All right, so I'm gonna Looks like we have 78% polls. This is better voting rates and faster than anything you can get nationally. All right, so there is something on here that almost half of you guys are passionate about. And if not you, a good chunk of your friends or colleagues may be passionate about. So I'm seeing a lot of opportunity for us to make some great movement this year with all of this. And I hope that following up from this meeting, we'll be seeing you or having you refer a friend so that they can join in one of these committees and participate in this activity. Stop share result. Okay. So how do we get involved? And going with Bryan's, just do one thing. There's a lot of ways to get involved. That you could join a committee, you could network within the organization, volunteer at an event, teach a TV course, serve on a panel, mentor. Committees are great places for mentoring. I've been mentored and met some of my favorite people in Metro Detroit by joining the Urban Priorities Committee. It's a great way to get mentorship from somebody not in your office, which is kind of nice sometimes when you don't have to like ask your boss, how much should I be making or how should I navigate this tricky situation? So definitely it's valuable for all stages in people's careers and really appreciated to have those relationships. Organizing an activity, attending an event, maybe increasing how much you attend to a little bit more frequently. Sharing it with other people in your office or your organization, celebrating. I think that's really important when we're working so hard to just take that time to celebrate. Share something with us and you got a national or a platform that's going to get it out even farther. Lauren is a great cheerleader and Patty to share out good news within the organization. And encouraging emerging professionals so they can participate, get some of this value. So again, our last poll for the evening, count me in. I am interested in attending more events. That sounds exciting. I'm passionate about something. I could teach a course. I like stories. I'm a good storyteller. I want to partner up and write a blog article or do a video. I'm really excited about these committees. I don't have a lot of time, but I could do one afternoon. This NOMA conference sounds amazing. How do I attend and volunteer for that? Or maybe you have another idea. All of the above. I don't want you to burn out, so you don't feel obligated. I kind of discourage it. But if you have that much enthusiasm, we'll take it. All right, we have a good mix here. You guys are active and excited, which is great to see. Sounds like we're going to see a lot more of you, about a third of you at more events. There's a lot of knowledge here on this call. There's people who are great teachers and professors who can teach a course. I like the storytellers. This is new because we haven't reached out for that as much yet. There's some interesting committees, which is awesome. Yes. And some volunteers who are interested in attending or participating in the NOMA conference. So Lauren, do we know who these people are? Is this an anonymous polling?
It's anonymous here. When I download a report from Zoom, it will not be anonymous. So I will know who you are.
So we have a record that you have shown interest and we are going to follow up and hope you follow up too. And we definitely need you guys because you're the heart and soul of this organization. And we need you, your friends, your colleagues, your the people you're mentoring, the people who mentored you to participate. So that is all I have for today. And I'm going to hand this over to Patty. She's going to do, we have to announce the winners. We're going to do some recognitions. After Patty does recognitions, though, we have a surprise video that we're going to be sharing. So stick around. It was by our own Patty Rooney. So make sure that you don't turn off before you see that. Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Nahaya. Appreciate it. All right. Election results. Congratulations, Megan Martin Campbell. You have been approved to be the president-elect for 2021. For Katie Johnson, congratulations. You have been approved as the treasurer for 2021 through 2022. Katie Rupp, congratulations. She's not here tonight, but she was approved to run once again as the associate director for 2021. Melinda Anderson, welcome to the board officially as our affiliate director. And the much contested but wonderful in every way, shape, or form contest between our three candidates for our Detroit director. Congratulations to Roland Day II. We welcome you to our board. And Trisha and Maria, I want you to know that it was a very close race, and there's no way that we're going to let you get off this call without knowing that you're going to be involved in AIA Detroit, even more so now that we know that you're interested. All right, wonderful. And with that, like Nahaya already mentioned, I'm going to pass it off to Patty Boyle for some recognitions.
Okay. All right. So we have just a few, and I also just want to say I know that the board members know this very much about me, but for the rest of the folks who haven't been on the board, one of my top goals this year was to stay on time for all of our meetings, because I have tremendous respect for everybody's time, and we're nearing the end. So I'm going to do this very quickly, but not without the due that's owed to all of the folks that we're recognizing this year. First up is Andrew Dunlap. Andrew is leaving the board this year as past president. He's been such a tremendous influence on the course of the organization during his time. He really advocated very strongly for increasing our community engagement through programs like Life Remodeled, and he really helped to build a higher level of professionalism and governance of the board, including leading the major rewriting of our board strategic plan, which I'm sure all of you have gone through at some point in either your career or through an organization, is really no small feat. So thank you so much, Andrew. Moving on, next we'd like to recognize Sam Michale. Sam has a really long history of service to the AIA Detroit board. He's served in a number of roles, from executive director to now as treasurer. During his time, he's really refocused our efforts to connect to our industry partners, building opportunities for support of our organization through sponsorship and fundraising. He led major updates to our investment and financial policies, which will really prove to be a valuable guide to our future boards. He's dedicated so much of his time over the past 10 years to the AIA Detroit, and he's finally taking a much-deserved break to focus on himself. So thank you so much, Sam. We are going to miss you and appreciate all you've done. Thank you. And finally, we want to recognize Peter Kite. Peter has been serving as the affiliate director on our board and maxed out his term. He's contributed so much in his time on the board. Most notably, if you all watched the celebration and appreciated how amazing that was, thank Peter Kite. He brought such a high degree of professionalism to the production side of celebration, and not just the virtual, but also pre-virtual settings. We really would not have been able to achieve that without significant struggle or cost, probably. But maybe more importantly, Peter always has brought an enthusiasm for the potential and beauty of design. He's just so energetic about it, and he really embodied the purpose of the affiliate director role that we have on the board, like regularly reminding us to think beyond ourselves and think in the way that our industry partners think. So thank you so much, Peter. We're really going to miss having your voice on our board. And I just added one more. I want to thank all of you as well, our members and everyone who serves the organization. We've heard it a lot tonight. You know, we do know that you're volunteering your time, and time is really precious commodity for all of us. And so thank you for that time that you give to us, and for all the energy and love for the profession that you bring and all that you do, whether it's with the AIA or another organization, or even just in your profession or in your life. And also, thank you for taking time with us this evening. I really appreciate people carving out this late evening on such a beautiful day, hopefully not the last beautiful day of the year, to join us. And that's the end of my slide, so I'll stop sharing.
So with that, we do allow room for our members. So any new business before we conclude with our new video from AIA Detroit? Okay, Patty Rooney, take it away.
All right.
Patty, you came into your term as president with ambitious expectations for AIA Detroit. 2020 obviously had different plans. The worldwide pandemic and national focus on racial injustice would have been each on their own enough for anyone to navigate in 1 year. And yet, despite everything, you steered this organization through one of the most consequential times it's ever seen with strength and poise. We were able to adapt swiftly, and every challenge became a new opportunity for us to take a step back and question how we could better serve our membership. It has truly been an honor to work alongside you this year.
Patty, thank you for your leadership through this crazy year. 2020 has brought a lot of challenges, and you have faced them with openness, honesty, and vulnerability. And we deeply appreciate your commitment to the AIA and your leadership.
Hey, Patty. Thanks for everything that you've done this year. As an AIA Detroit past president, and now you will shortly know that even in the best of times, it can be really challenging leading this organization. And you did everything this year with grace and with ease. You know, Vince Lombardi, I think, said great leaders are made and not born. And you've certainly led us through with dignity and resilience and perseverance in this challenging year. So thank you again for everything that you've done for AIA Detroit, and wishing you well always.
The experts tell us that in times of crisis, people turn to organizations like AIA Detroit for comfort and connectedness. There was so much that we couldn't control about this year, but we were lucky to have Patty at the helm reminding us that even though we didn't always know what to do, we couldn't go wrong if we focused on the needs of our members.
Patty is a passionate advocate for all of our AIA members, and she's taught me so much about being on the board and being a member of the AIA, and she's amazing. I love working with her. We're going to miss her very much.
Hi, Patty. I want to thank you so much for your leadership this year as president of AIA Detroit. I know when you started off this year, you, along with the rest of us, had no idea what was in store for you, and you've just done an outstanding job navigating and leading us through.
You've made us a better organization. You've set us up for more great things to come in the future. And I think one of the best things that I took out of this year was you constantly challenging us for everything that we do it for the betterment of our members and the community. As long as we continue to ask that question, the organization is going to continue to grow and thrive.
Hey, Patty Boyle. What a year. You started this presidency with a vision for a focus on sustainability and inclusion and how these things work together. And that didn't change when we faced a global pandemic, civil unrest, and a lot of unanswered questions from this community. You have remained a constant. You have thought about facing things with a plan and action, and for that, I am so grateful. We are so grateful.
Patty, thank you so much for all of your leadership, your courage to have some uncomfortable conversations, your perseverance and resilience through an uncharted, very difficult, challenging time. I want to thank you also for your punctuality and keeping us on track, being respectful of everybody's time, but most importantly, allowing me to join the board with you. Without you, I don't exist on the AIA board. I've had a really awesome time seeing the board change and shift under your passions and leadership. So thank you. Appreciate you so much.
Hi, Patty. Thank you for your leadership and support over the last year. It's been crazy, and I really do believe that our board has become much stronger. Looking forward to serving with you on the 2021 board. Thanks.
Patty, you came at everything this year with fresh thinking. Under your leadership, we found opportunities to make this organization thrive and be better for our members. Thank you so much.
Patty, your time as president of AIA Detroit has been during one of the most critical times in our chapter's history. You started the year as a champion of sustainability, diversity, and inclusion. Your vision pushed the board to question the process and our own biases and push beyond what was typical and comfortable. It was this vision that made you uniquely suited to help guide our chapter through what was to come. Our board was agile in the wake of a pandemic and responded in ways that would best serve our membership. Racial injustice caused all of us to take a step back once again. You modeled the way and helped us all to be vulnerable, listen, and seek out opportunities to grow personally and professionally.
So we thank you for all your time and effort as a friend and as a colleague. I was so happy that you were able to join on the board and continue on through its leadership. You did an amazing job and nobody else could have done it better.
And so I want to say with great enthusiasm, thank you. I know that 2020 wasn't everything you'd hoped it would be, but I truly believe that AIA Detroit will go into next year better positioned to become an essential, consistently relevant resource and presence in the Metro Detroit design community, all because of your influence and leadership. Quite simply put, you were the right person for the job. So thank you once again from all of us.
I really am quite honored, and it's extremely touching. I don't feel like I deserved all of that. So thank you. I really appreciate all of the honor.
You most certainly deserve that honor, Patty. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gone through the effort of explaining it all to you. And we're just so happy that we were able to share that with you tonight, even though it put us 10 minutes over the time.
Yeah.
We felt that it was worth it. And I know not all of you understand why there was a pug at the end. The story behind that is that is Megan Martin Campbell's pug that sleeps under her desk during every board meeting, and the pug snores. You couldn't really hear it in the video, but when we post this later, you'll be able to hear it because it is snoring right then and there.
We always wondered if Megan was having stomach issues during our meetings.
little inside joke with the AIA Detroit board members.
Yeah.
Well,
awesome.
With that, I promise that's the last of our business. Once again, thank you all so much for joining us. This meeting has been recorded and will be posted online for future viewing if you ever want to revisit any of the content.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.